Hello everyone. In this lecture, we are going to see Newton's second law of motion. In earlier lecture, we have seen Newton's first law of motion. Newton's first law of motion predicts the behavior of objects for which all existing forces are balanced. The first law is also called as law of inertia. The statement of Newton's first law is a body at rest will remain at rest and a body in motion will remain in motion unless it is acted upon by an external force. That is, the objects at equilibrium will not accelerate. Equilibrium indicates the condition in which all forces are balanced. We have seen these two cases. When the object is at rest, the acceleration is zero, and when the object is moving with uniform speed, uniform velocity, the acceleration is zero. So according to Newton, an object will only accelerate if there is a net force or unbalanced force acting upon it. The presence of an unbalanced force will accelerate the object, which change its speed, direction, or both speed and direction of the object. With this, we will move towards Newton's second law of motion. Newton's second law of motion pertains to the behavior of objects for which all existing forces are not balanced. The major difference between first law and second law is, in second law, the forces are not balanced. That means net force is acting on the object. The diagram indicates the forces are unbalanced, so there is an acceleration. Now, what are the possible cases when there can be acceleration? Acceleration is nothing but rate of change of velocity. So whenever an object is moving with non-uniform velocity, we can say that it is having acceleration. The acceleration directly depends upon the net force, and the acceleration depends inversely upon the object's mass. Now, according to Newton's second law, the acceleration of an object is dependent upon two variables. The first one is the net force, which is acting upon the object, and second is object's mass. The acceleration of an object depends directly upon the net force acting upon the object, but inversely upon mass of the object. As the force acting upon an object is increased, the acceleration of the object is also increased. Whereas, as the mass of an object is increased, the acceleration of an object is decreased. So this indicates direct proportionality and inverse proportionality. The statement of Newton's second law is, as we have seen, the acceleration of an object produced by net force is directly proportional to magnitude of net force. So acceleration is directly proportional to magnitude of net force. So the acceleration will be in the same direction of the net force. As force is increased, the acceleration will increase. As force is decreased, the acceleration will decrease. Similarly, the net force is inversely proportional to mass of the object. So if mass so it is inversely proportional to mass of the object. So combining these two, acceleration and mass, we can write as acceleration is directly proportional to force and inversely proportional to mass. Removing this proportionality, we will get acceleration is equal to net force divided by mass. Rearranging the terms, we will get net force is equal to mass into acceleration. The net force is equal to product of mass times the acceleration. So in the entire discussion, we are using the term net force. The acceleration is directly proportional to the net force. The net force equals mass times acceleration. The acceleration in the same direction as the net force, and acceleration is produced by the net force. The net force is the vector sum of all forces. If all the individual forces acting upon an object are known, then we can determine the net force. Mathematically, we have seen the expression for Newton's second law of motion, that is net force is equal to mass into acceleration. If we consider the units, the unit for force is Newton. The unit for mass is kg. And the unit for acceleration is meter per second square. We are considering SI units. Mass can be expressed in kgs, kilograms or grams. And acceleration can be in meter per second square or centimeter per second square. So if we consider all units in SI system, we can write 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram into 1 meter per second square. A unit of force is equal to a unit of mass times a unit of acceleration. By substituting standard units for mass, force and acceleration in Newton's second law, that is force is equal to mass into acceleration, we can write unit equivalency, that is 1 Newton is equal to 1 kilogram into 1 meter per second square. So 1 Newton is defined as the amount of force required to give 1 kg mass and acceleration of 1 meter per second square. This is very important equation. We need this equation throughout the syllabus. Net force is equal to mass into acceleration. Now, the direction of net force and acceleration. We have seen this. The direction of net force is in the same direction as the acceleration. So, if the direction of acceleration is known, then the direction of net force is also known. Now, we will see how Newton's second law is used to solve algebraic problems. In the table shown, values of force, mass and acceleration are given. So among 3 values, 2 values are given and 1 value is unknown. So you are supposed to find out the third value. So we'll consider first example. The force is 10 Newton mass is 2 kgs and what is the acceleration. So it is very simple. Everyone can solve this. We are supposed to use Newton's second law, that is force is equal to mass into acceleration. Now if force is 10, mass is 2 kg, then the acceleration will be force divided by mass, that is 10 divided by 2, that is 5 meter per second square. It is very simple. We just have to substitute the values in F is equal to ma and get the answers. But the conclusion is very important. For that, let us solve all 5 examples. In the second case, the force is 20 newtons, mass is 2 kg. Then what is the acceleration? Again, acceleration is equal to force divided by mass. So 20 divided by 2, that is 10 meter per second square. Now, if we consider first and second example, the mass is same, that is 2 kg. So if we consider the same object of 2 kg, in first example, a force of 10 Newton is applied, and in second example, a force of 20 Newton is applied. So resulting acceleration is 5 meter per second square in first case and 10 meter per second square in second case. So as force is increased, the acceleration is increased. If we compare second example with first one, the force is doubled. We can see that the acceleration is also doubled. So acceleration is directly proportional to force. This is verified here. Similarly, consider third example. Force is 20 Newton, mass is 4 kg, and what is the acceleration? Now, again, acceleration is equal to force divided by mass. So 20 divided by 4. So it is 5 meter per second square. Now compare second example and third example. In this, same force is applied of 20 Newton to two different objects. One object is of 2 kg and another object is of 4 kg. So mass is increased, then acceleration is reduced. In first case, the mass was 2 kg. In second case, mass was 4 kg. So mass is doubled. The resulting acceleration in first case was 10 meter per second square, and in second case it was 5 meter per second square. So it is reduced, it is half. So as we increase mass, the acceleration is reduced. This is verified here. Okay. Now fourth case. Now we need to calculate force. An object of mass 2 kg moves with acceleration 5 meter per second square. Then what is the force applied on it? So force is equal to mass into acceleration. So it is 2 into 5. So it is 10 Newton is the force acting on the object in the fourth case. In example 5, we need to calculate mass. So an object, the net force on an object is 10 Newton and it is moving with acceleration of 10 meter per second square. Then what is mass of the object? So by Newton's second law, force is equal to mass into acceleration. So mass is equal to force upon acceleration. So it is 10 upon 10. So it is 1 kg. We are considering all in SI units, Newton, kg and meter per second square. So this is how we have seen how Newton's second law is useful to solve algebraic problems. We have also verified the relationship between acceleration and force, which is directly proportional, and acceleration and mass, which is inversely proportional. With this, let us check your understanding. You need to solve these examples on your own. The first one is determine the accelerations that would result when a 12 Newton net force is applied to a 3 kg object and then to a 6 kg object. So one example I will solve. Determine the acceleration. So acceleration, it is asked to find out acceleration that results when 10 Newton net force is applied. So given data is net force is 12 Newton to a 3 kg object. Mass is equal to 3 kg. What is asked? Acceleration is asked. So according to Newton's second law of motion, net force is equal to mass into acceleration. So acceleration is equal to force divided by mass. So it is 12 newtons divided by 3 kgs. So that is 4 meter per second square. Similarly, determine the acceleration when the same net force, that is 12 Newton, is applied to 6 kg object. So in place of 3 kg, now it is 6 kg. So you can use the formula, otherwise you can use the formula F is equal to m into A. Otherwise you can see the mass is doubled. Earlier it was 3 kg, now it is 6 kg. So the mass is doubled. Then what will happen to the acceleration? It will be half of previous. Here in previous case, we have calculated it as 4 meter per second square. So in second case, it will be 4 divided by 2. That is 2 meter per second square. So you can solve also, or you can use this technique also, that acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. I hope this algebraic equation solving is clear to you. Let us go for second one. A net force of 15 Newton is exerted on an encyclopedia to cause it to accelerate at a rate of 5 meter per second square. Determine mass of the encyclopedia. So it is very simple. There is only one unknown, that is mass. Given data is force, that is 15 Newton, and acceleration is 5 meter per second square. So according to Newton's second law, net force is equal to mass into acceleration. So mass is equal to net force divided by acceleration. So 15 divided by 5, it is 3 kgs. The third example, suppose that a sled is accelerating at a rate of 2 meter per second square. If the net force is tripled and the mass is halved, then what is the new acceleration of the sled? Now present acceleration is 2 meter per second square. If net force is tripled means 3 times. In first case, let us say force was F. In second case, force is 3 times F. So what will be the new acceleration? We know that the relationship between force and acceleration is directly proportional. If force is increased, even acceleration increases. So force is tripled, so acceleration is also tripled. So net acceleration will be 3 times 2, that is 6 meter per second square. And the second case is mass is halved. So that 6 is, we have considered only force is tripled, but along with force, mass is halved. So earlier mass was x, now it is x by 2. So the relationship between mass and acceleration is inversely proportional. So if mass is decreased, the acceleration will increase. Here the mass is halved, so acceleration will be doubled. So considering these two factors, calculate acceleration. Okay, so this is home assignment. Again, fourth question, suppose that a sled is accelerating at a rate of 2 meter per second square. If the net force is tripled and the mass is doubled, what is the new acceleration of the sled? In the earlier example, the mass was halved. In this example, the mass is doubled. So in both cases, what will be the effect on the acceleration? And the last example is, what acceleration can a person produce when pushing a lawn mower? So here also we need to calculate acceleration. The net external force exerted on a lawn mower is 51 Newton parallel to the ground. The mass of the mower is 24 kgs. What is its acceleration? Now the direction of the acceleration is the same as direction of the direction of the net force, which is parallel to the ground. The information is not given about the external forces acting on the system. So we can consider the net force, which is push minus the friction. Whenever we are pushing something on the ground, there will be a frictional force in the opposite direction. So when we consider net force, so that will be push minus the friction. So it is very simple, just apply Newton's second law. F is equal to mass into acceleration. So you will get acceleration.